Today on Access Daily, the legend Dan Aykroyd is here. He's making us some cocktails with our friend Zahn.
And from booze to bags, we're showing you the...
All right, coming up, we're headed over to the bar for some cocktails.
Oh, look who's here!
The legend Dan Aykroyd and our friend Zahn.
Fellas, this is so cool. It's all coming up Universal Studios, the ultimate Hollywood experience. Our next guest is an award-winning actor, comedian, producer, and he's here today with one of our favorite entertaining experts.
Please welcome Dan Aykroyd and Zahn. Yay! It's the Blues Brothers!
It is too.
Paul, wait a second, buddy. We've known you. How'd you and Dan start working together?
Well, I hosted some events with Crystal Head Vodka, and ever since then, it's been, you know, a brotherhood. Blues Brothers, whatever you want to call it.
I love it.
Dan, I'm not going to lie. It's so cool having you here today.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm a little excited. Being back at Universal Studios, I mean, you shot so many great films here. What does this feel like?
Well, I haven't gotten back into the motor pool or up the hill yet today, but
What happened up the hill?
It would feel like home if I was able to get back in there. Because Belushi and I, we used to get back in there, and they had all these cars and Jeeps and trucks, and we'd grab a key from under the bumper, and we'd drive right at the top of the hill, say at dusk, and look over the place when it wasn't developed at all. You know, we had a bungalow right across from the Phantom of the Opera stage, and you know, and John would go out and dance for the tours and all that.
They still have the cars on the tour. I was telling Dan no one's seen the Blues Brothers more time than I could. You had a whole chicken. I always want to say, but thank God the whole chicken. But the greatest car chase, I think, from back in the day, incredible with that car chase. I know we can't talk about the movie too much.
We're not going to talk about it.
So I want to segue into the vodka, which I was telling Dan, I didn't even know he was affiliated with it.
I love that. When someone's discovered it without knowing I'm affiliated, it's not about the celebrity brand. It's because it's good. You're drinking it on your own. That's a real product, and that's why we're here today, and I can speak to the quality and speak proudly because it stands on its own. It doesn't need me as a celebrity. There's over 200 celebrity brands right now.
But weren't you the first one to
Sammy Hagar was.
Sammy Hagar, and you were number 10.
You have a tequila.
That's right.
What's the name of it?
That's right. Casa Mexico.
Casa Mexico.
Yes.
Well, let's plug for that. Thank you.
There we go. Thank you, Dan.
Paul, why is Crystal Head Vodka great for making any holiday cocktail?
Well, we've got a master bar chef here, and it's such an honor to work with him, and he'll tell you why he likes Crystal Head, or I'll tell you why he likes Crystal Head.
Let's hear it, Dan.
Because it's the blank canvas. There's no additives. If you got a bar at home, there's no glycol, no sugar, no limonene in it. It's the pure virgin slate to do cocktails.
And that's not always the case with vodka, so that's good.
Well, I don't name names, but a lot of them use the oils in there. We don't use any oils, no additives at all, no added sugar. This is an agave-based vodka right here. It's the only one in the world. We do a Blue Ember agave plant, and then we do the mash and do a vodka distillation, which is a little cooler than tequila, you see.
Oh, so try that.
And then we filter we've won awards everywhere. Show us your stuff.
And the bottle's so cool.
We ready for our first drink?
Yes,
I'm ready.
What are we doing?
Okay, so we are doing a Crystal Blues cocktail.
To do
So this is perfect for any Thanksgiving situation. So in this mixing tin, I have some blue carousel, which is an orange liqueur.
Yes.
I have some of the delicious Crystal Head vodka. I have some lemon juice, and I have some fresh apple cider. So I'm going to add in some of the Crystal Head, a little extra, Dan.
So these are
like
all inspired to some of Dan's
We
great
always say
movies.
2 or 2.5.
2.5 ounces.
Everything in moderation.
Except moderation.
So this first one is called the Classic Blues Brothers.
Yes.
Okay.
We're giving that a shake, and then voila, and topping it with some
Is that a
soda
sweet
water.
additive?
Yes, it has a little orange liqueur, so the orange liqueur is going to really complement the apple cider.
Yeah.
And then we have a cinnamon stick, and then, of course, some of the iconic sunglasses.
This is my point.
Yes.
You see, it's
I
the
like
blank
it.
canvas. Look at all the additives that he's putting in here.
Salud, gentlemen.
So he doesn't need a citrus. He's already in the vodka. He's
There we go.
And Dan, just look at you dancing right there, you and Belushi. Favorite part of this dance
Look at that
sequence.
horn section.
Wow, it's a great horn section. Here we go.
Voila, perfect Friendsgiving.
Isn't that good?
Ooh.
That was one of the first, if not the first, segments from the show to become a movie and a huge hit.
To parlay off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good little net right there. All right, our next drink celebrates the 30th anniversary of the Coneheads. Paul, what are we drinking?
Conehead. So we're using a cone-like glass, a martini. And so when the Coneheads were asked where they were from, why they were so quirky, where did they say? Do you remember, Dan?
We come from France.
See, they come from France. So we are doing a riff on a French martini. We have some raspberry liqueur in here. We have some delicious lemon juice, and we are topping it with
I like that bottle.
That's a cool bottle.
Yes, this is their Pride bottle that they released this year. So Crystal Head's all about supporting the community.
Yeah.
Voila. Give this a shake. And then we have some pineapple juice in there,
I
too.
love that.
So this is a great, this is a great New Year's Eve cocktail. You know, the holidays are upon us.
It's a nice looking boat drink here.
Voila.
It's
Some pineapple.
It still holds up, Dan. It's just sensational.
Oh, this is nice. This is refreshing.
It's nice, right?
You will be spared when my species overtakes your miserable planet. My favorite character, you know, I would do him anytime.
Really? That was your
I'd do
favorite?
another movie.
Of all of them?
Paramount Plus, you listening?
Yeah. Hey, sign him up now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay, the next one. We got to go to Wild and Crazy Guys.
Oh, yes, our last one.
Take a look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
After all,
I like the...
there's no other pair of Czech brothers who cruise and swing so successfully in tight slacks. We are two wild and crazy guys.
That's 24.
24. Wow.
Yeah. So, you know.
So you were a wild and crazy guy.
100
24.
years and 100 pounds ago.
You and Steve Martin, who was wilder, crazier?
Steve is very conservative, you know, really non-drinker except a little wine. I was the crazy one on that. Yeah, wild humor. Steve always, you know. Right?
Yeah.
And but no, Steve is of course one of the greatest cast members, extended cast members of SNL.
Wow.
And just a super guy. And there'd be no Blues Brothers without him because he hired us to open for him here at Universal Amphitheater when there was no roof on the place.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, Steve hired us to play, and John recorded the show, and we made Briefcase Full of Blues after that.
What a fun little nugget right there.
We owe him, yeah.
Speaking of SNL, I believe it's the 50th anniversary.
We got the OG
Can you
here.
believe that right there?
You were the first cast, right, Dan?
Yeah, me and then Gilda Radner,
And you were the youngest, too, right?
Could have been, 23.
Pretty young.
Yeah, back
23.
then,
Wow. That's incredible.
The not ready for primetime players, they called us.
That's right. I remember that.
And now look at all the great work that's been done since. Look at how relevant and current the show still is. It's just, it's a tribute to Lauren, one of the greatest impresarios ever.
And to you for starting it all off.
We'll drink to that. What is our final drink, Paul?
Our final drink is inspired by Europe, Slovakia, where the two wild and crazy guys are from.
Thank you.
This is a riff on the Passion Star Martini, which is the most popular drink in Europe. So it's some passion fruit. We have to add in some of the Crystal Head Vodka, obviously.
Oh, that's good.
This is good.
Lime
This
juice.
goes in here?
And you can pour it in there. You can do it on the side. It's a little sidecar of sparkling wine.
I love a little sidecar.
Give this a shake, and then we are straining this into a coupe glass, and voila.
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit. If I had to pick, though, I'm back to Coneheads, but it's all so good. Salute to you both.
Thanks.
Dan,
Salute.
so nice to meet you.
gentlemen.
Love you, Paul. Be sure to follow Dan and follow Paul on social media for more great entertaining tips.
It is gift-giving season, and the head makes a great gift. Christmas, Thanksgiving. Everyone likes to get ahead.
Good little stocking
And
stuffer.
so
They do like to get ahead.
They do like to get
Smith
ahead.
beats Nas. What do y'all think about this? This is good stuff right here.
This.
Of course, always drink responsibly.